In the dark streets of Istanbul, the shadows were always longer. Especially at midnight, the rhythm of the city would stop, and a danger would hide around every corner. It was a familiar place for Emre, a police officer trying to bring the city to the morning every night. But tonight, there was something different from what he knew. As Emre took over the evening watch, the only thing on his mind was the first lights of the morning. However, the wave of thefts that engulfed the city a while ago reminded him that he should always be careful. In the last few months, a thief had stolen everything from jewelry to antiques and disappeared every time. No one knew when he had moved, how he had escaped without leaving a trace. But Emre felt that something was going to change. That night, the alarm of a jewelry shop went off. Emre and his team quickly arrived at the scene, but the shop was empty. Doors, windows, everything was in its place. Only one thing was different. The showcases inside and the tables with jewelry were completely empty. That guy again, Emre said, gritting his teeth. He entered the same way before this, but this time he will leave a trace. For several days, Emre and his team made plans to track the thief. They scrutinized his every move. The night the thief always disappeared, it was not difficult to predict his movements. Emre made one last plan and decided to chase the thief. He spent the night waiting in front of the jewelry shop. His eyes were carefully watching every shape moving in the darkness. A few hours had passed and Emre was getting impatient. The thief had not come once again. But just then, Emre noticed a movement. A dark figure was slowly approaching from the alley behind the shop. The man was moving almost without stepping on the ground. Emre had a familiar feeling. He won't survive this night either, he thought. Thief. Emre started to move silently after him. The thief opened the iron bars of the window without pausing for a second. Emre watched this movement carefully. The man was quite fast, as always, but Emre managed to get close to him. As soon as the thief opened the window, he tried to get inside. Emre took action at the right time and entered through the window. Although the thief was surprised for a moment, he immediately recovered himself and started to run away. But Emre was determined and he had to catch him under any circumstances. The thief entered the narrow streets. Emre ran after him, getting closer with every step. Finally, he cornered the thief in an abandoned building. The thief, not knowing what to do, leaned against the wall and looked coldly at Emre. "You managed to catch me, but know that I am always one step ahead." Emre was a little sweaty, but determined. Tonight is over. Now it's time to pause. The thief surrendered by raising his hands up. "Remember though," he said, "night is always the best time for us thieves." As Emre arrested the thief, he was thinking about how experienced this man was. The intelligence of a thief could sometimes leave even the police in a difficult situation. But tonight was not the end of everything for Emre, because it was not only a policeman who protected the city, but also justice itself.